Hello and welcome to News Laundry Interviews. Today we have with us Coomi Kapoor. She's a veteran journalist. I'm sure a lot of you journalists tuning in at least don't miss her Sunday column ever. I don't. We're here to discuss her latest book. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly. I don't know if you can read it clearly, but it's the Tata's, Freddie Mercury and Other Bawas, an intimate history of the Parsis.
Hello, thank you, Manisha, for calling me to the show.
You mentioned in your book that the Parsi community was also shell-shocked and they were not very happy to see these two people go at each other publicly. So I wanted to ask you first, why did you choose to focus on these two gentlemen? And, why them? Why is that the centerpiece of your book? And why this confrontation?
Since I am a journalist, I know the importance of a good intro. And when I thought about it, at the same time as I was asked to write the book, this fight broke out, and it seemed the obvious one to start it for many reasons. I mean, it has got so many elements of interest to any reader. There's money, there's families going back, there's, what do you call it, the biggest corporate house in the country there. And why it was so relevant to the history of the Parsis is because if you trace, which most people don't realize, the history, they do know about the Tatas, but they don't know so much about the Wadias and the mysteries.
Yeah.
Both these families are also pioneering families in Bombay in either the industrial revolution or in the building industry.
Now, this is a community that's also been stereotyped quite a bit in movies for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like the eccentric Parsi or, the very anglicized ladies. So if you had to look at stereotypes, which are the stereotypes that according to you are completely false? And what are the stereotypes that you think are true and have some truth to them?
Well, all these stereotypes have some basis of truth in there.
Is the BJP's strident Hindutva a concern for the community? Is that something that comes up in conversation?
I'm sure it would be a concern for any minority community. Yes, it would be.
But is that because generally in public...
But it would affect the Parsis less perhaps than other minority communities because they have never been a target of the majority community because of one peculiar reason, which is that the Parsis don't want to convert anyone to their religion.
There's a lot of comparison with what's happening today, the current scenario with regard to press freedom or freedom to dissent, a lot of comparison to emergencies. Do you think it's an exaggeration to compare to emergency, or do you think it's a fair comparison?
Well, I would say that whereas in the emergency, everything was laid out in black and white and, the laws were there. Here it is a tacit understanding. Yes, there's certainly... We are moving away from what would be recognized as a healthy democracy.
Mufat khoro, muft mein itna hi milega. To watch the full unedited interview, you have to subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free. Because when the public pays, the public is served. We depend on you and not on advertisers. So go to www.newslaundry.com/subscription and subscribe and get all our unedited interviews, our special video shows, comics, and everything that's behind the paywall. Remember, to subscribe to News Laundry, you pay just about 10 rupees a day. That's less than, a cigarette. And smoking is injurious to health. So subscribe and watch the full interview.
We, being an independent platform, depend on our readers, viewers, and listeners. Support independent media by subscribing to News Laundry. Go to newslaundry.com, click on the subscribe button at the top, and pay to keep news free.